A to B's. Okay, this is the very responsive. I've done this 3 times already. 1996, UF down now. Alright, so law of three. It applies to everything in nature. Just put it simple as that. Now I'm gonna give examples and give the things that you can connect to. Nature goes through 3 phases in a year. Some people say 4, but we say 3 because as magic practitioners, we have to understand these phases that the planet goes, and it might have 4 seasons, but 3 phases. Think about it. Um, okay, so the waxing part of the year are the first 3 fire festivals of the sun, um, which is Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane. Boom. And then the full part of the year is one season and one season only. The summer. It's when everything is at its peak and everything is hyper and active and everything is strong and full, um, whole. So there's a time when we want to um, reap from this wholeness and where it's all full. It's like having a whole pie. You're not gonna want to just get a piece when it's only that much left. You want to get it when it's full, and it's a full pie, so I could have more to choose from here at this time. um I've told you I make this video 3 times, so I'm just skipping over a whole lot of stuff, and I'm just scatting it over, and it's not making a whole lot of sense. Just listen to it 3 more times, and then you'll understand the law of 3. Because 3 times you listen to it, 3 times you see it, you'll understand it. Okay. And then the wanting part of the year, Llamas, Samhain, Yule. Alright, so those are three three for the wanting, 3 for the waxing, 1 for the full. See, there's only 3 days that we have a full moon, but there's only one fullest moon. Because as the earth is becoming stronger and stronger, we could call that the fullest part of the year. And then as it's becoming weaker and weaker, and before it just becomes, it's like my high priest says, it comes the day before the full moon and the day after the full moon. It's when the moon is transitioning into full. Um, when but it's still strong. So if you would like to do a luck spell on the day before full moon, that would be perfect time. Do a banishing spell. It's that the energies are still high on the earth, but it's going into its wanting cycle. So it's like and the way I don't know how to explain it, but it's like if you see it, it goes across and goes like this. So when you get it to here, boom, full, and now it's going back, and we're like, oh, it's now we start banishing things. It's still strong and powerful, and that's just the way I visualize it and connect it. Um, if you are a fisherman, if people are fishermen, they understand that the tides go through 3 tides. It goes through full or high tide, low tide, shifting tide. Everybody knows that the shifting tide is where you catch the most fish, and high tide, fish shifting and high tide. But a lot of times people have most action during the shifting tide, when the tide is shifting from high to low, low to high. All the little critters underneath the sand is getting stirred up, and all the fish are out. So because this is what they eat. So there's, and you'll be out there fishing with your little bait or whatever, and you'll catch you one. But anyways, this time when the fish go on a feeding frenzy, because every little critter is being shifted, that was on low tide and haven't made it all the way down. They're being stirred back up during the shifting tide, and even from high tide to low tide, it's still being stirred back up. I don't know what else to say. That's the law of three, the God and Goddess. That's right there. When you talk about the God and Goddess and the masculine and feminine side of nature, we like to see that the masculine is the stem and the feminine is the flower that holds the seeds. Think about that. Um, when it comes to having names like Aurelia, Selene, Hecate, all these are goddesses of the moon. You just put them with the moon. And maybe you want to focus on one specific aspect of that one specific goddess, then you would correspond the moon with that name. It's just the way you perceive it. If you perceive it one way, then you'll perceive it that way. And that's how it'll be for you. For me, I perceive it as the names have symbolism, and I attach the symbolism and the power of the moon to the name and the name at that time, and it comes together as Hecate, Hecate, Queen of Witches, divination on the full moon. You know, and then when it's wanting, I'll go Hecate, the crone, the wise one, divination, boom, 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 and that's the same way I would do it with the waning part of the moon. So I'm just saying that you might not really get the concepts of what you're saying, but it's just coming off a little wrong, different to me. Not wrong, because nothing's really wrong. Um, I truly understand what you're talking about. I understand what you're talking about, but do you understand what you're talking about? Because when you say that you don't believe in the law of three, everything comes in threes. The goddess comes in threes. The feminine side of nature, the masculine side of nature, all comes in threes. Um, it comes in threes. How are we gonna say this? It's go in our minds, inspiration, motivation, creation. Boom. Uh, it's a time when the god is actually in the stomach, and then he's growing up, and then he takes all full control during the summer, and then he dies again. Um, or not dies, but is reincarnated into another god. You understand? Um, shoot. There's so many little concepts as the way Wicca sees it, and I thought you said she was a newbie. I truly did. I know a little bit about Wicca. I know a little bit about witchcraft. I can tell you a lot about these things, and paganism and all that. Paganism just means the belief in multiple gods. uh, okay, so the elements. Move on from that to the elements. When you said about the elements are just focuses for your energies, focuses for your energy. No, 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 no. No, the elements are actually forces on this in nature. They're forces in nature. You go against the elements. 1 second. You go against the elements, or come in and tell me what you want. They didn't want to come in, but anyways, they're forces of nature. You know, when you call upon that force of nature, you are calling upon that with respect. I'm telling you this because um, I don't want you to go and think of the elements as petty. They're not petty. Just because you have this candle that you lit light, and in it's contained in that little tea light thing. No. Wait till you see a big fire, a bonfire. Wait until you see a wildfire. Then you see how the power of fire cannot be stopped. You know, you have to make these connections that these are the forces in nature. The sun powers fire, um, warms the air. These are masculine. Air and fire are masculine elements. So I just want you to grasp that these ideas that you're saying might not be what they truly is, because, or not 100% accurate, because, you know, what rings true to you might not ring true to me, but rings true to me might not ring true to you. But we just have to figure out is what's ringing right, you know, because it might could be ringing all the time, but evaluate what you're feeling. Is it because, you know, you don't have the good connection with the elements? Me, I have a good connection with the elements, so that's why I made them their own altars, and stuff like that. And the reason why I made them their own altars is because um, I want to honor each part of their aspects in both negative and positive polarities of their as them as full. When I call the element, I do feel the warmth and the stability and the cool air and the rejuvenating breeze come about me. I do feel this. Um, and if I'm not seeing my candles rise when I call the watchtower, then I'm not feeling like the watchtower is listening. Then I don't think that the watchtower has come. So, anyways, you'll get into all of this and you'll see that you're just gonna have to take your practice a little bit more seriously. um, you'll see that. Cause me, I was like, I sit here and I call the element and I do this, but am I actually doing something? And I just took that into contemplation. I'm like, I am not leaving till this element gives me a sign that it has showed up. I'm not leaving this quarter. And I literally called the elements to me. To me. The candles and fires raised and hissed and flirted and do all kinds of little fluttering and hissed and like it was up there sizzling or something. And it was up there spinning, you know. And that's how I felt and saw that element come to me. Um, these are forces in nature. We are a force in nature. The spirit element is a force in nature. We work together on the pentagram. We work together on the pentagram. We work together on this plate. You know, with like on my altar pattern, I have a pentagram, and on the top, and at each point is an element. I don't care which way you turn, it's gonna be the top, the spirit. But they each work together to make a pentagram, and it's what we call the never-ending knot. Is what it used to be called, the ever-ending knot, because it doesn't end. You just keep going like that, you know. And I kind of messed up right there. I was gonna go in a circle, and then I just keep doing it. And then, um, anyways, I guess to all wrap this up is these are the elements. They're not just focuses. They are forces just like you are. You call them, you should be able to feel them come. They will listen. Maybe not the watchtowers might not listen, but the element will. And if you get the element on your side, the watchtower will have to listen. Um, I'm just saying, go out and be a little bit more serious about what you're doing. Contemplate a little bit more deeper. Because I don't know how to give that advice, but I don't know. Like, it's something with me, like, I have to really find out, is this Mojo Bojo? Or is this the real Shoujo? And it was the real Shoujo. And once you do it right, it's become the real Shoujo. Talk to you later. Shake that wick and booty. Blessed be.